Katt Williams just absolutely broke the internet.
That would be like me being on Joe Rogan. Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny.
If you're not fully up to speed on what went down with comedian Katt Williams recently, then you've come to the right place. On January 3rd, 2024, Katt Williams made an appearance on Club Shay Shay, which is hosted by Shannon Sharpe, and he spent a lot of time on the show roasting a handful of everyone's favorite celebrities. Just about any celebrity you could think of, too. Kanye West, Kevin Hart, Harvey Weinstein, Joe Rogan, and so many more. The show went extremely viral. The first day it was out, it received around 13 million views on YouTube, which is absolutely astonishing, and it has not slowed down since. As of recording this, the episode has amassed well over 33 million views on YouTube. Katt Williams is one of the most successful comedians on the planet, but these numbers just came as a huge shock to me and a lot of other people. Some of the comedians he has called out have responded, and we will get to that later. One of the comedians he called out was Cedric The Entertainer. He said how Cedric is not funny and does not write jokes. I'll let Katt speak for himself.
Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. He's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called The Entertainer. Right. We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
So Katt Williams was not giving Cedric any room to breathe here, and just absolutely incinerated him. Cedric also made this comment on Instagram in response, where he says, "Revisionist history, regardless of whatever Katt's opinions, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his. I've been in over 40 movies, my specials and brand speaks volumes for who I am. The people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat at the Gibson Amphitheater." So Cedric was obviously not thrilled about what Katt had to say about him. This was how Cedric responded, and as of right now, Katt has not made any further comments about Cedric, but that is to be seen. Another notable name he mentioned was Kevin Hart. Katt goes on to call Kevin Hart an industry plant, and he also claims that no one in Hollywood can remember a time where they went to a sold-out Kevin Hart comedy show, and he doesn't stop there. I'll let Katt explain his thoughts.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
The entire clip on the Shay Shay show of him talking about Kevin Hart is around 16 minutes. I'm not going to show the whole thing, obviously, but he goes off the entire time. Kevin Hart would also go on to respond on Twitter by saying, "Gotta get that anger up out you, champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime," and then he later on says, "They really love you. I now know she's talking about Katt." So Kevin Hart just laughs it off and doesn't really directly address anything Katt says, which is probably the best way to handle it, but a lot of people suspect that the reason he doesn't have a direct response is because nothing Katt said was wrong. You can decide for yourself what he meant by this. Then my favorite part of the Katt Williams interview is when he talks about his experience with Harvey Weinstein and how he refused to sell his soul to be on a show with him. Check this part out.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there?
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
This is a really funny moment in the interview, and it's really cool to see Katt keeping it real. We haven't gotten a response from Harvey yet. I don't know if he's allowed to use Twitter and pound me in the ass prison, but maybe we'll see something in the coming days. By the way, before I proceed, if you're enjoying the video so far, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this, because you have nothing to lose by doing so, and it helps the community grow. I appreciate you watching the video. Katt also went on to call out several other names, such as Tiffany Haddish and Michael Blackson, and a lot of the celebrities have since responded, like Tiffany Haddish was on Instagram, and she said that she wishes he would get his facts straight and then makes a joke about him, but she really doesn't point out anything that he's wrong about. This makes some comedy fans think that she's talking out of her ass and he was speaking facts, and that's why she hasn't addressed anything directly to fix it for the record. However, then Michael Blackson would tweet about Katt Williams in response to him being called out, and he said that Katt is genuinely one of the greatest comedians to ever live, but now he's washed and he's not who he was in 2005. And then he proceeds to say he got booed in his own hometown. Obviously, this is all word of mouth and we don't know for sure, but maybe Michael Blackson is onto something here. I'm just an observer, so obviously I don't know all the details. Then the part that everyone is talking about is how Katt Williams called out Joe Rogan, but he doesn't just talk about Joe. Watch this.
If you were a comedian that cussed, you were ridiculed by the mainstream comedy geist. That would be like me being on Joe Rogan. Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny. He want to push out.
So not only does Katt call out Joe for not wanting him on his podcast, but how Joe promotes the same 6 comedians who aren't funny. Wow. This blew up on the internet because a lot of people are speculating as to who exactly these comedians are. A lot of people have mentioned names such as Brendan Schaub, Bert Kreischer, and a few others, but obviously we don't know for sure because Katt did not name them specifically, but I think most comedy fans have a pretty good idea of who Katt is referring to. The reason being is that a lot of people have recently come out to talk about comedians that they don't find very funny and are probably way more successful than they truly deserve. This can easily be explained through the explosion of YouTube channels that cover comedy podcast drama, such as Podcast Cringe, Too Lazy to Try, Comedy Enforcement, and many more. By the way, all the channels I just listed are fantastic, and you should check them all out as well. So a lot of people agreed with this take from Katt Williams on the Joe Rogan comedy universe, and things would get even crazier when Joe himself responded to Katt Williams and tweeted this. I love Katt, he's one of my favorite comics, and I'd love to have him on. We talk about him all the time. If he's down, I'll make it happen. So Joe appears to have taken this call out right on the cheek, and he said he would have Katt Williams on if he was interested. I'll give him credit for addressing Katt directly, but some other people have hypothesized that the reason for this isn't just to set the record straight with Katt, but also because of the numbers the podcast would pull and how that's good for business. I really don't know if Katt would go on though, because if he and Joe started talking about this stuff and Katt starts naming Joe's friends who he thinks are unfunny, it could get really uncomfortable really fast. And if that type of discomfort happened in an episode, I seriously doubt that it would actually be published live on Joe's show. So I'm not sure if the podcast between these guys will be recorded or not, but us as comedy fans can certainly hope for it because it would certainly be entertaining. That being said though, I do think Joe genuinely would love to have on Katt because he said a bunch of times on the podcast and even in his tweet response how much of a fan he is of Katt's comedy. I would love to see it, but for now, it's simply just a wish. If Katt appeared on JRE, I'll definitely do a video on it, but in conclusion, Katt Williams went on a huge show with Shannon Sharpe and kept it real as he often does, and name-dropped just about every celebrity you could think of and spoke his unfiltered thoughts on them. That's why the episode has 34 million views and counting, and this is how Katt Williams broke the internet. Hey everybody, hope you guys liked this quick little video about the Katt Williams situation. I saw it happening and I knew I had to make a video about it. So if you want to support the channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and send this to somebody you think would enjoy the video. And if you hated the video, make sure to send it to someone that you don't like. If you want to support the channel further, you can check out the Patreon page down below in the description, where you can see videos early, you can see additional exclusive content, you can play a direct hand in the direction that my channel takes, and you also get shoutouts every single video. Shout out to Jason Murray, Crossblocker, Ethan, and Thomas Gill for being patrons. But yeah, guys, the Katt Williams situation is pretty nuts. He just went on the show, and he was guns blazing. He called out everybody. Thought it was interesting. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care of yourselves, your friends, your family, your loved ones. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.